Welcome to Raising the Curve, a podcast designed to teach you everything that you need to know to be better with your money. Come and learn alongside me, Sophie Hallwright, a total beginner, from the finance expert, Victoria Harris.
Soph asks all of the questions you wish you could so that finance, investing and growing your wealth actually makes sense.
Yes, it's expert education, but that we promise will not be boring.
And in the wise words of Cher,
my mom said to me, you know, sweetheart, one day you should settle down and marry a rich man. And I said, Mom, I am a rich man.
Come and talk and learn and laugh with us, because together we really can raise the curve.
do you have any traditions, Soph?
No, none.
We've got one.
I was thinking about this. I don't really have that many traditions. Do you? What traditions do you have?
Watching Love Actually at Christmas time.
Actually, I do have that one too.
Honestly, I went to see it live in concert. It was like the orchestra played all the music and you sat and watched the movie. I have never cried so much in a movie.
Really?
I don't know, because maybe I was hungover and vulnerable, but but no, it was so sad. Like, imagine being in love with your best friend's wife.
Oh,
Or like
yeah.
imagine your mum dying. Imagine being cheated on. Like, there's so many storylines.
I think it really got you because the orchestra that was playing, the music accompanying it.
Yeah.
Like, I think music makes anything unbelievably emotional. I have been watching, this is completely off topic and I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole, but I've started to try and train my algorithm to give me more nice stuff online because I'm just sick of all this rage baity shit that I get.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Rage baity?
Rage bait, you know, it's just like people being annoying. Anyway, there's these videos that I'm getting of like this 10-year-old boy who can't see colour and his principal buys him glasses to see colour for the first time, and he puts these glasses on, he looks around and he takes them off and then just bursts into tears. But it's the music that plays in the background. I just like have to cry and give myself a minute. I'm like, so emotional.
It's like in a scary movie, right?
Yeah.
The music, it's like dun dun. I know that's Jaws. But like same. Quite fun living in London and watching it though. You're like, I know where that is. Oh, Heathrow. Oh, you know.
It was really cheap tickets as well, wasn't it? You know, casual 150 New Zealand dollars to go.
Oh, yeah. So worth it. So worth it.
I was like saying to Mike, because my housemate is a really good friend of Vic's and mine, and she was meant to go and she was like, I just couldn't bring myself to spend £70 on a movie that I've seen 17 times. I was like,
so worth it.
I get it, but I also think that the orchestra playing, the music, the addition to that is quite amazing.
It's actually coming to New Zealand.
Ooh.
Great gift.
Oh.
Great little like tradition, speaking of.
Okay, so today's tradition, this is the third year we've done this. We are going to be talking about our financial, personal and business ups and downs of the year, as well as reflecting on
2025.
Yeah. I'm a bit scared because our producer Emily said that she's got last year's to play back, and I'm feeling a bit like, you know, normally you have a journal you write in and you just never like ever read it again. This is the opposite. We can't say anything without it being brought up again in 12 months' time. It's apparently 2 minutes of some of the things that we said last year. I'm scared.
We have come out of this cost of living crisis. We've had a new, slightly scary president in the US. We've seen some crazy returns in certain stocks, mainly off the back of AI, like Nvidia. We've also had Bitcoin. That's just gone absolutely bananas. Personally, I've had a really big brainwave and realized the importance of mental and physical health and probably how much my finances impacted both of those, and how I've put kind of boundaries and stop gaps in place to make sure that doesn't happen again. Increasing my emergency fund was one of them. Just a lot more strict with my spending.
A massive realization for me this year is unless you take control of your money and how you spend it, it will control you. I really like the way that I've now learnt to know where my money goes and actually choose those places rather than just like swiping my card. Really actually taking a small amount of time to set up those processes and be able to follow them. And I've also paid off my student loan.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for the first time ever, I'm debt-free.
We have moved the business to the UK, moved ourselves to the UK, raised money, got our own office, got staff, launched a new product, all in 1 year.
Quite a big year, wasn't it?
Wow.
God.
Part of me's like, what did we achieve last year?
Yeah, I also think in terms of planning for this episode and reflecting, I did not think about stuff like that.
No, I know neither.
I really didn't
Like the 2 houses that you bought?
Yeah. Thanks for dropping the best thing I had to
Sorry.
talk about in this whole episode.
It is good to reflect though, because you can kind of coast through life. Well, not coast, probably not the right word, but like, do you know what I mean? And not actually stop and smell the roses. And I remember doing that episode and I remember being like, gosh, yeah, we have actually achieved a lot. And then I sat down to do this one and I was like,
We've done absolutely nothing for the last 12 months.
we've enjoyed London. We've been to the pub. We've
Oh, God, we've just actually, all we've done really is go to concerts and get drunk on the weekends, in fact, haven't we? There's been no work done in the last 12 months.
nothing at all.
No?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, Vic?
Well, should I give a little update of the world?
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So stock market has had another great year.
So far.
There's still a week or so to go. But yeah, it's up nearly another 20%. So we've had 3 years of nearly 20% returns in the stock market, which is crazy.
It's a lot.
Average is about 10 to 11% a year. So we are above average last 3 years, which kind of makes me a bit nervous. But do you know the best performing stock market this year? Take a guess.
Japan.
Close. They were second.
Really?
Yeah, third. Sorry, they were third.
The best performing.
Close.
Korea.
Yeah.
No way.
South Korea, not North Korea.
Wow.
Yeah. Just to
That's
clarify.
amazing.
Yeah, up nearly 70%.
70.
I know.
Did you invest in Korea?
No.
Damn, neither.
You know, you can't win them all, but I was invested in Japan.
Yeah, you were close.
Bitcoin has been super, super volatile again this year. It's been up and then down and sideways.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Where is it at now?
It's about $84,000
Oh, yeah, so it's
this
still
year.
quite a bit lower.
It got
than-
up to about 120. Yeah.
Mhm.
Gold, one of the best performing assets globally, up nearly 70% as well.
Oh,
Crazy.
honestly, giving me hectic FOMO.
Trump got into power this year, which Trump and AI, I think, if I had to pick two things that dominated the world this year, Trump, AI.
I mean, God, think about the amount we've spoken about both of those
I know.
things. Imagine if you pulled out Trump and AI, what would we have actually talked about for
Imagine how-
12 months?
I mean, imagine how curve wrapped. How many times you said Trump on the podcast? How many times you said AI on the podcast? What would be one word you would describe this year? So
Do you mean personally or the stock market?
the stock market.
Elastic. It's been stretching.
Oh, and
The
then now-
bubble's gotten bigger, bigger,
Yeah,
bigger.
nice.
You know,
I like
like
that,
it's like
yeah.
quite fluid and
yeah,
like
it's gonna
maybe it'll pop,
ping
but
back.
maybe it won't.
Yeah.
I would say it's been quite elastic. It's stretched in ways that none of us really ever expected. What would you say?
I'd probably say surprising.
Mm.
There was a lot of things, you know, when Trump got into power, everyone's like, oh gosh. And the stock market actually did well when he introduced trade tariffs, you know, products and stuff. And everyone's like, oh no, but then it continues to do well. And everyone's like, AI continues to do well. It's
So
just,
right, actually.
maybe resilient is probably another good word. But yeah, I'm surprised. Like gold up 70, if you'd asked me that last year, absolutely not. Would never have ever picked that. Like that's crazy.
Is there a part of this that we're missing? Or like, I don't know if you've listened to economists speak about this, but the idea of Trump, you know, we were all, I personally was kind of expecting everything to turn to shit. And I know that there's lots of things that have been really negatively impacted by him and the decisions he's making. But to your point on it being surprising, it is so surprising to me. Like, yes, there's been those giant cliff falls of the stock market where there's been huge corrections, but they're for a short period of time and they've bounced right back again. I don't know, like, has he been good for the stock market?
Yeah. Well, the fact that he's in power and it's up nearly 20%.
Bloody hell.
And he usually has. Last time he was in power, he was good for the stock market. This time it's even better. It's like I find with the stock market, you know, when all the fish swim one way and they're like, it's gonna end up this way. Like Trump's getting into power, stock market's gonna go down, and everyone believes that. And you see all the news headlines read that. It's like you want to be the fish that swims the other way. You know, everyone's like AI bubble, it's gonna burst. It's like, but what if it doesn't?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, it's very easy to join the crowd and have this like herd mentality, but
I really love that.
sometimes in the stock market, the best time is to actually, and that's what Warren Buffett said, right? Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. And it's like, it's so true. It's like, if
That
you
just
can,
never landed for me as a beginner, but it's definitely the idea that when everyone is greedy and trying to buy everything, that's when you should be scared.
Yeah.
If people are scared and not buying, that's when you should be buying. It's the idea of like zig when others zag.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we speak about our overarching year in review? We did work, finances, and personal, right? We've both done some little journal notes here.
Okay, my work.
Yeah.
I am really proud of the team that we've built at The Curve and the team that we have. It just feels really cohesive and you can see it coming through and like the podcast stats, the community growth, like everyone just feels really like they're a team and we're trying to achieve the same goal, and it's really good to see, and the energy in the office. I also am really proud of us signing our biggest sponsorship deal ever with BNZ.
Yes, we love BNZ.
Bank of New Zealand.
I mean, both of us have banked there for a long time. And I think when you can promote something you genuinely really believe in to an audience that you have to be totally yourself, right? So like we show up as ourselves on this podcast.
Yeah.
So talking about a brand reflects directly on us. So I think to be able to work with one of the, best banks in New Zealand is a pretty exciting step for the business in general.
And I don't think it's just even the size of the contract, right? It's I think for me, it's the recognition that the Bank of New Zealand wants to partner with us.
So true.
I'm like, this is a bank, a financial institution that has so much
true
rules and regulation, and they could partner with anyone and they chose us. Like I think that is
I think that's such a beautiful way to put it, especially because you look at the financial landscape or like other brands in the financial space, and a lot of people go with like really safe traditional options, and to have a bank that sees our brand and what we do and thinks, no, we want to align with them is such a huge tick of approval for us, isn't it?
Yeah. And then, the other kind of work-related one is we did a small bridging round with our investors this year. And
do you want to explain a bridging round?
So it's like a very small capital raise. So it's like when you go to investors and are like, look, we need more money. Just signed up a sponsorship, but we need more money. But anyway, it was kind of to tide us over for a period of time. And but from those conversations that we had with our investors, I think I was really nervous because we'd missed our numbers, and I was really nervous to go back to investors and explain why, and being open with our investors and the way they were like, don't worry, everyone makes mistakes. It was kind of, you're only human. I was just really thankful for their support in that instance.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting one, what you bring up just in general, the idea of investors, because a lot of people wouldn't have experienced or know what that looks like. I do think there's so much we could talk about when it comes to investing and investing in businesses. This is actually something that I would love to do more of as like an entire
podcast
pillar.
episode.
Or like a whole thing. Like
The
the amount of people that contact us saying, can you speak to me about how you raised money, or I want to raise funds, can I ask you questions? I think there's a really interesting space there that we could create some super valuable content. But
you do yours?
My business ones and my work ones. Okay. I'm not going to double down on the same things you've said because I just think it will be boring to repeat. Obviously, I hate everyone in our team. So I feel like there's just so much that we could be doing within the business. And I feel like we've started to finally kind of slot into place with like people in the right positions, which is probably leading on from the team thing, right? Like even just the other day, we had our first viral video on Instagram, which is just like crazy to think we've been going for 4.5 years. And honestly, the amount of engagement on this video is insane. And, we wouldn't have been able to achieve that if it wasn't for Lucy in the sort of digital media role. And I think it's just, realizing like we're all good at different things. We can't all be good at everything. And I feel like we've started to put people in the right places to like lean into their strengths.
Yeah.
We've had a pretty stressful year. We've had like the start of this year was quite scary for us.
Seems like so long ago, as well as also yesterday. In a weird way, yeah.
I just think I'm really proud of how resilient we were, because there's been so many times this year, and I think this is true for anyone in business at any point in time. So I don't want this to sound panicky or for people to stress out, because I think this is just the reality of being in business. But you go through ebbs and flows of things feeling like unbelievably stressful. Like it's always stressful, but there's moments where it's like, I am balding.
I think I've realized also, totally on that is, you're going to get through it. Do you know what I mean? And also, sometimes when things are going absolutely swimmingly, you're like, oh, what's around the corner? But also
When
like,
has that happened lately?
no, I know, but when things you're like, shit, yeah, we've got a viral video, shit, yeah, we're doing this,
Yeah.
and then you're like, something's going to come and like just knock you down a peg,
You
know?
just never know what's going to happen. I think
Yeah.
it's like so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think back to this.
But then also flipping that, is like when things are feeling like, oh my gosh, like, it's just like one thing after another. It's like, don't worry, there'll be sunshine soon,
Well, it's more the idea. I love that, and thank you for the reminder. But it's more like the idea of future us will figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, like the problem that we hit, which there's always going to be one, we'll figure it out. And I think that there's been a lot of those moments this year, like for us as a business and personally. And, like there's so many times where we could have just both turned to each other and been like, this is so hard.
Yeah.
The pressure here is too much. Like I think it's time we just start a soup business.
I want to go marry a rich man.
Yeah, just go marry someone wealthy, have 7 children, get a dog, and just call it a day. You know, like there's so many times we could have done that this year and we didn't. And I think I'm really
Still
proud of us for that. A week left.
One leg out the door. Jokes. Cool. My finances one is another tough year financially. I think just London just is expensive. And I think Brits love to complain about it. And I used to be like, oh, stop complaining. But I get it. It's like as soon as you step outside, oh, that's £3 to breathe. It's very much.
£3, £30.
Yeah, £30 to breathe. But I'm feeling more in control, I think, and kind of getting a lot more comfort around making sacrifices and saying no to stuff. I think is just like part and parcel of being conscious about spending money and all of that. And also on the flip side of that is I can see now like the sacrifices you're making. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, or like the reason, like to put it bluntly, we get paid pretty low, but I can see the value we're creating in the business. And I think before it was like quite early on, I couldn't really see that. Whereas now it's a lot more clear in what we're creating, the value of that. And so, yeah, it's kind of, I guess, coming closer to fruition, which means it's having a less of a financial stress on me, if that makes sense.
I mean, you're 10 years older than people who are in our team that earn the same amount of money, like
yeah.
It's pretty, that's not ideal in any kind of setting, right? Like it's also like naturally, I think as you get older, your tastes change, the things you want to spend money on change. Like, I mean, at 25, I could be better with my money. I think that it's hard when you are in an environment with a whole lot of friends or peers that are older that spend money in a certain way because they earn more. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in they've had 10 years on their career compared to.
But I'm also like, yes, you've got to be able to survive and pay your day-to-day bills, but that's not how you're going to grow your wealth. Is by increasing your salary. It's going to be by making risky investments or investing in private companies or like taking bets like that. And so that's what I kind of just have not finally got my head around, but like when you are living it day to day, sometimes it's hard and you're like, oh, I just want to be paid more. It's like, well, no, because it's the whole delayed gratification. It's just on a much larger scale than like in your investment portfolio. And then the other thing is navigating relationship finances the first time, really.
Yeah, true.
Like we kind of got together last year and so it was, still in the fun stage of relationship. It's still fun. Sorry. I mean,
no, but it's more like
now it's more serious. It's more like, okay, no, if we want to achieve X, Y, Z, then we have to sacrifice and we have to contribute X. We have to do, so it's.
Which is so complex because doing that on your own is one thing, but then to put someone else into that in terms of how, even what we spoke about on the Curve Weekly a few weeks ago and what you were sharing, how like you like spending money on certain things and he likes spending it in different ways. To be able to find a middle ground and compromise, not only with yourself, but also someone else is complex.
And I think it's also just realizing everyone is so different and was raised in such a different way when it comes to money. And he's not going to fit my mold. I'm not going to fit his mold. And there just needs to be a bit of, what's the word? Flexibility.
Compromise?
Yeah,
maybe?
a bit of compromise, I remember my dad didn't go and spend like any money and then went out and bought a bloody saxophone. And doesn't even play the saxophone. And my mum was like, I was like, Mum, how are you not like, she's like, well, he spends nothing, so he can go and blow it on a saxophone once a year or whatever. Like,
I guess it's just finding your groove in that. Like for your mum, she's like, well, I can put up with a saxophone because he does this. But I think, it's finding that middle ground where everyone's
kind
happy.
of picking your battles, really. Yeah.
Okay, personal finances. I bought 2 houses this year.
Woohoo!
Outrageous.
That's amazing.
Like outrageous.
Are you going to buy like 3 next year or something?
I mean, not.
Just like up it every year?
No, shit, no. I'm like so financially stretched. It's not funny because of those 2 purchases.
But this is what I mean, right? Like taking risks to pay off in the future. Like you kind of have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable for a bit.
Yeah, I think I just haven't done it very well. I'm going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
And I think that there's definitely truth to that, but there's also, I mean, me lying in bed last night, my head was absolutely spinning. And a lot of it honestly was financial stress, and I don't want to feel like that. And so it's really interesting to hear what Emily played at the start when she was like, these are what you thought last year. And one of those was, you've just got to take control of your money, or if it takes control of you. And here I am being like,
still spinning.
I'm spinning. Help.
Still controlling me.
God. I built my first ever emergency fund this year, which I've never done before. I mean, I've like inadvertently had a shitload of money sitting in cash, which was not an emergency fund on purpose, but that was like stupid and just sitting there and doing nothing. So I've done that, which I'm proud of. God, what the was I thinking when I wrote the notes for the first time ever? I started to feel like maybe I could be my own daddy.
Love that.
So on my background of my screensaver, basically this year I had, that thing that we did a couple of years ago with the signs around London, and one of them was make your own sugar, be your own daddy. I've had that on my background because I really wanted to feel like I could actually be financially independent myself. I think I have a huge hang up around the idea of being in a relationship means you're more financially stable and blah, blah, blah. And obviously I haven't been in a relationship this year. So I think that I wanted to feel like I could take the power back and actually be my own daddy.
Nice. Love it. I was like, where have I heard that before? And then I was like,
yeah, I have had to borrow money from my parents. I'm pretty in debt right now, which is I'm not super proud of. And like some of those things are good debt, like my houses, but yeah, like we had a renovation blowout. I had to borrow money. Like it's just been, there's a lot going on financially where I've had to essentially say to my parents, can I have a personal loan? I'll pay you interest. So that's been a bit of a weird thing, and I'm so lucky to be able to do that, but it doesn't make you feel like an adult really.
no.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that I haven't been able to do because I haven't had enough money. Like I haven't been able to travel really. I had one trip this year, which I know is, again, sounding so spoiled.
Turkey?
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. But that was kind of funded by my sister.
Yeah.
I really wanted to get my ears frozen. I spoke about this a year ago. I haven't been able to afford to do that. I haven't been able to be like particularly generous with like friends or birthdays. Like I think that I'm proud of some of the big decisions that I've made. I'm not super stoked with where I am financially personally right now. I feel really reliant on other people and quite stretched.
Yeah.
Like I'm not ending the year thinking, nailed it this year at all.
Okay, my personal year in review, some of my personal things. I feel a lot more balanced in my life. Like if I think about even hearing that last year, like gosh, I was in a weird place. Yeah, I feel a lot more balanced across work, health, career, family, relationship, like all of that. I feel like, yes, everything ebbs and flows in terms of like its demands from me, but I feel way more in control than I did last year.
I think what you've done, like on reflection, as like a total outsider, well, not really a total outsider, but as an outsider, I would say you're really good at if you make a mistake or something happens, you're pretty action-based about like rectifying it or doing it differently. You're not the kind of person that runs into the same wall a million times. And I think that I've seen you, like have these blowouts or have these like personal learnings, whether it's in your relationship or it's in work or personal life or exercise or whatever. And rather than complaining about it or sitting there and being like, oh, I still can't, like you're really good at looking at the way you need to restructure your life or rethink about things to not have that happen again. Yeah. And I think it's really impressive because
thank you.
There's a particular demand that comes with running a business, and it's really easy to put that as the most important thing, and then everything else kind of just has to suffer as a result. And I think what you saw last year is everything else massively impacted, and you actionably made a real effort to ensure that that wasn't the case this year without not putting work first, if that makes sense. And I think it's not many people do that.
I think also, not coming back to Love Actually again, but when I was watching that and I was like, oh my God, love just like conquers everything. And I know that sounds so cliche, but it was just like, At the end of the day, it's like love is what important, and how people remember you, and like.
Well, I think no, but I think it's true.
Yeah.
I think that it's so easy to get wrapped up in I need to achieve this and I need to do this and like we've got to hit this KPI and I've got to do that. I mean, who's going to give a flying fart by the time you're 80 of anything that we did in the curve? Like, yeah, we'll be proud
Imagine
of
your
ourselves,
obituary. Like,
no one cares.
Sophie got the podcast to 2.5 instead of 2
Like,
million
no one
downloads.
cares. Literally no one cares. The things
Not
that people,
saying that this podcast
No,
is
but it's
belittling
true.
this podcast. Like, I'm just meaning like it is, it's like how you make people feel rather than
and
what
also
you
how
achieve,
you make yourself
really.
feel and like letting yourself be around people that make you feel happy and loved. I think it's just such a hard balance. I find it still really hard. I don't think I've nailed that.
And then embracing saying no. That's my other person. I've just really embraced saying no.
Yeah. She's been very good at that.
Just saying like no in work, in like social situations, just being a
I
bit
actually
selfish
agree. I
really.
think
And
you've
being
been-
like, no, I don't want to go out tonight. Not being like, oh, I have to go to this dinner and I'm gonna, it's like,
Yeah.
no, I can't be effed. Yeah, I think there's freedom in saying no.
Yeah, we can all learn from that one. Okay, my personal, I went through a breakup at the start of the year. I was
I forgot
heartbroken. God, I was sad. I just remember like on my way back to New Zealand in January, wandering the streets of New York, bawling my eyes out, listening to Taylor Swift. It was unreal. I was like walking the High Line, just crying and crying, so sad. And I think that, I got home to New Zealand and I was quite overweight and unhealthy. Not I wasn't overweight in terms of it being a problem, but I didn't feel
felt,
I put on
unhealthy.
a lot of weight and I didn't fit a lot of my clothes and I had no energy and I felt I just didn't feel good. I wasn't looking after myself. And I think I've really turned that around. I feel way more comfortable in my body again. And I did that in a really healthy way, like a sustainable, okay, I'm just going to try and like even just walking to work. It's like if you don't have time to go to a gym class, fine, but move your body somehow. Like yesterday I had 2 late night meetings and I just walked while having them because I was like, I need to move my body today. I think I'm trying to sort of find a bit more balance in that. And yeah, if I look at myself at the start of the year compared to the end of the year, I've massively like looked after myself compared to where I was. And I think that's mainly due to being home in New Zealand and being around family and people that can kind of pick you back up when you're totally broken, like so I think I'm glad that I'm not where I was 9-10 months ago. It was not fun. I think I'm not perfect with this at all, so I haven't nailed it, but I think finding coping mechanisms within the situation has been quite important for me. So for example, if it's food delivery, if it's, I don't know, it's more just zooming out and looking at my life holistically, trying really hard to not have 99% of that as work.
Yeah.
Really trying to prioritize other things and finding almost like loopholes for myself. So it's like, okay, you might not be able to make a roast chicken 3 times a week, but how can you still get nutrients in a way that doesn't feel like you're super disconnected from your food source or really picking up a bag of chocolate because you're starving? Like what can you put in place to try and support your lifestyle?
Yeah. What are some money and business lessons? I'll do my business. Very few decisions are one-way doors. God, that was my mantra this year, I reckon. And I'm just going to say it again. Very few decisions are one-way doors. Honestly, in business, in life, it just makes you make decisions way quicker because you're not scared that you're making the wrong one because very few decisions are one-way doors. And then also we had Natalie Puco on the podcast, who is the chief technologist at Google Australia, and she said something that really hit me. And she was like, ready is a decision, not a feeling. And the number of times I've been like, I just want to feel ready to move overseas. I just want to feel ready to start a business. I just want to feel ready to take that next step. And it's like, no. Ready is a decision. You make the decision, then you become ready essentially. So that's kind of led me, I guess, to take more risks. Just make the decision and run with it. And then my last one would be you can achieve way more by asking for help, which kind of comes back to the whole investor thing, kind of investors and the team. Do you know what I mean? Like having people where you're not as good or where you're leaning into your strengths. Yeah, you can achieve way more.
Also, you enjoy it more, right? Like if you're doing stuff that you aren't good at, it's such a shit feeling. Like
outsource.
Yeah, like find the people that are good at things that you are not and surround yourself with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, business. Okay. Oh God, I feel like I'm being so pessimistic in this. I think that there's never been a day in this entire year that I've left thinking, God, I achieved a lot today. It's not a normal job where you have your to-do list, you tick it off and you leave and you go home. And I think for me, something I've been really trying to work on is the idea of I'm never going to really feel like that anyway. So you just got to do your best in the day and then be like, I did my best in the day, because otherwise you're just constantly feeling guilty for not having done more or done better or having, it's just this like.
But also you should be glad that you're busy and glad that you're stressed at work. Not like stress to the point of like chronic stress, but you should be glad that you have a job that's so fulfilling, that's so busy, that's so much going for it, that it has caused you to not get through your to-do list. Do you know what I mean? Like there's people out there that probably would love to feel that busy at work and feel that fulfilled and that, they're achieving things. But, and I remember my sisters, I remember like, I think it was last year or the year before, and I was like, I just never get through my to-do list. And my sister's like, I've never got through my to-do list. So I was looking for her of like, oh, tell me that it gets better, because she runs a business as well. And she was like, no, I've never got through my to-do list. You kind of give up, especially when you have kids. I was like,
yeah, I think it's almost like maybe the learning is being okay with knowing you've done your best for that day. Even, it might be you look back and actually like, oh, wow, you needed to take a nap from 12 till 2. That's fine. You were still actually doing your best, like you have to know your intentions are there to achieve as much as you can. But yeah, if you know that the way your work is structured in the sense that there's always going to be stuff to do, I don't know, almost being at peace with the idea the day finishes, I did as much as I could in that day.
Yes.
The lingering sort of guilt of feeling like you could have done more is so counterproductive. It makes you feel just really negative and actually – yeah, I think
then you go into the next day with even more stress, or the next week, or the next It
just compounds, and then I think it just becomes really unenjoyable. And I guess this comes back to sort of what I was saying about personal. It's like, okay, you could work a 20-hour day. What kind of person would you be? Like you have to know that there's a time to stop. There's a time to start work and stop work, and around that you have to enjoy yourself and be healthy and look after your relationships and the people that you love, knowing that those are super important too. And you just get done what you can in a work day, and it's like, this is a work on.
Yeah.
Do you want to do your personal?
Your
money.
I think the big one here is the times that I spend money and that bring me the most joy, the most value are on experiences, not things. And I think I have thought it was the other way for so long, and like I'm still unpacking that, but I think it's when I look back on the year and I'm like, when did I have the most fun? And it was like when I was on holiday with some girlfriends, or when I was at my birthday celebrating with friends. Like it was like
really fun.
It was the experiences with friends, not necessarily, when I put on my new shoes. So it's like, I think that's just something that I want to take into next year and really try and focus on more.
Well, does that mean if you go to think about buying something, you just think twice about it?
Almost put it in a holiday fund or something, or put it into a birthday fund, or put it in something that, rather than buying something that
isn't bringing you long-term joy.
Yeah, like obviously you need underwear and you need pants and you need, that, but like to an extent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
My money, my finances. This is so ironic because this is literally what we were just playing that I had learned the year before and obviously need to learn again. The more attention that I pay to my finances and the stricter that I am with myself, the better, within reason. Obviously not being totally depriving myself, but yeah, I think that, for example, like in the UK, the way that the tax works is that you get more money at different points of the year when your tax is different. I didn't realize that, so I made a budget, when I had a certain amount coming into my account, and that's much, much less than it was, and I didn't realize that it was changing. And so I didn't then adjust my budget. So I've been sort of constantly dipping into my emergency fund thinking that I've been kind of up my budget. And actually it was just that I wasn't paying close enough attention to what was coming into my bank account to then adjust my budget. And I think that's been really shit, because I think it feels like you're taking 10 steps backwards. Like I feel like I've almost landed back in old Sophie behavior where I'm just pulling money out with like, it's not an emergency. It's just that I need to buy groceries. And I think that if I had been more strict with myself and actually had, a monthly, I'm setting aside this time to sit down and look at my money. Like I started the year doing that and then I just got lazy thinking I kind of was nailing it.
I also think like don't be hard on yourself, right? Like it's like with healthy eating, right? It's like, you can go for like months or like with eating really healthy and then you have like a blowout. It's like it's not, and you feel like you've taken 10 setbacks. You haven't actually. And I think what you've probably showed now is like you can get back to that space very easily. Whereas before when you felt like you were taking 10 steps back, there was probably no like foundation to spring back up from, if that makes sense.
It's also like, the things that make you feel good, you need to keep doing.
Yeah.
You can't just stop them. So, in the same way that perhaps some people might stop going to therapy because they think they're all fine. And then all of a sudden they're at breaking point and they need therapy again. It's like, you need to be constantly on it with your finances. It's not one of those things that you can just set and forget forever.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you don't have to put a shitload of time and energy into it, but you have to be consistently checking in with it. And I think that I got lazy this year, honestly. And as a result, I felt like I've been failing with my money. But actually, if I'd just remembered to pay more attention, like I learned, like I was doing at the start of the year, I would have been in a different position than I am now.
My personal ones are, I realize how resilient I am. And we've kind of spoken about this, but someone said to me, they were like, just remember you've survived 100% of the bad days in your life. And I was like, so true. It's like when you think that it is the worst day and how am I going to get through this? Like you find a way through it. And I think that's something to remember is like just back yourself more. And also like things happen in cycles, right? Particularly in business. It's like things do really, really well and then like not so well. And like same personal life. Sometimes you feel like everything's imploding at once and then everything's going really well at once. It's like just gonna ride the waves.
Oh, can I add a good quote to this that a friend shared with me? Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and it's kind of what you just were saying.
Yeah.
Just the idea that,
you're stronger than you think and you can get through things and
Yeah, like there's been quite a few things in the last couple of months for us where initially we've sort of found out about something and it's been a really stressful, like, how are we going to deal with this? Oh my God. Like there's a process to get from the, oh my God, if something's not going well to, how you figure it out. And you have to trust yourself that you can get from that point to the conclusion and the amount of stress or worry that you give it is not going to necessarily help you get to that conclusion quicker. You just have to know it will work itself out and you are capable of figuring it out.
I remember someone asking Angelina Jolie in an interview, like, what advice would you give to someone going through tough times? And she was like, just go through it. Like you just have to go through it, like go through the motions, go through the shitty period. And like, it's so true. It's kind of like you were saying. Yeah. But I think that's right in life, like in relationships and finances, if you think it's like so bad you can't get out of it, like it's not the end. You will survive. You will get out of it. Like if you've had some bad financial issues, bad relationship issues, like it's so right. It's not the end. The other one for me, the personal kind of lesson that I've learned this year is trying, and I'm still learning this, to not compare myself to others in terms of like what everyone's achieving in their stage of life. And I think as I approach 40.
Oh, 40.
I know.
Shit, yeah.
Not yet. But I think, I don't know, it's so hard to not compare yourself to friends and family and what everyone's achieved. And you always look at what you haven't achieved, right? Rather than what you have achieved. So, I think I'm still learning but I'm conscious of it and trying to do better each year.
It's fucking hard to do that, I think, in a world that it's the biological clock, social media. Like there's so many things that say as a woman, this is where you should be and this is what you should be doing by this point in time. It's exhausting.
You just have to block out the noise sometimes.
Well, it's kind of like the whole it'll work itself out in the end, right?
Yeah.
It's like, maybe in 30 years' time we'll look back at this and we'll be like, oh, if only we knew that those things were going to happen. We wouldn't have worried at that time. But you never know, so you just have to trust the process.
But also like, imagine young Sophie. She would be so proud of you now.
Don't make me cry. I can't deal with that right now.
Like I young Vic, like would never have thought that I would be where I am today. Sorry.
Neither. I'm like.
But like, and that's what you've got to remember is like so proud no matter what, even this, if this is a different path to someone else.
I feel like you're in a really good place right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think listening to you talk is making me realize it's a really reflective for me, like in terms of you're like holding mirror up and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I think I've been really focusing on a lot of the stuff that's like not going particularly well rather than focusing on the things that are doing well. It's like if someone gives you all this positive feedback and the only thing you remember is the one criticism, I feel like you have to constantly be working on that mindset to be looking for the positive and being proud rather than sitting in the like, oh, this could have done better.
Yeah.
And I think that I think you're in a really good place with that.
Yeah.
Okay. There is not enough in my metaphorical life box for everything at one time. I think for me, I have started to get more comfortable with needing to prioritize what I want to focus on for periods of time rather than thinking that I can do everything all at once. For example, I can't work as hard as I do, exercise every single day, eat the most perfect diet, see all my friends and remember their birthdays and remember things that they're doing at every second of the day, be a really great daughter, be dating, be, there's too many things. And I think that I've started to get okay with the idea that I can prioritize different things at different points. And I guess it's almost like taking the power back in terms of knowing I'm actively choosing to focus on X, Y, Z. These other things right now, I'm choosing that rather than being a victim of my own circumstance and just thinking, oh, I can't exercise or oh, I can't this. It's like, no, you have 24 hours in the day just like everyone else does and you are choosing what you prioritize. Like this is your decision. No one else is telling you how to run your life or spend your time.
Yeah.
And I think that there's kind of power in realizing that the way you're structuring your time, which is your most valuable asset, you can always choose to do that differently.
Yeah.
If you look around and you're not comfortable not exercising every day, fine, but something else has to move along. And I kind of hate this feeling that, you can do everything all at once. I don't think that you can.
You can't. Throw in a family in that as well and having kids. Like you can do everything, just not all at once. And I think one thing I've focused on over the last few years is my career. And my friends have taken a back seat. And I think a lot of them know that it's just a period of time, but there's some that don't, and that's a real shame. But it's also, I don't know, my family is also probably in the same camp of like they have taken a bit of a back seat, which I am not proud of, but
it's a choice you've made to focus on work.
Totally.
And I think rather than sitting there and thinking like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you chose that. Like you chose your work.
And you can unchoose it as well. You can very much unchoose it and choose different priorities. I think it's just, you're right, it's having that control and realizing, okay, if I'm going to put this meeting ahead of my exercise, I need to be okay with that. Otherwise, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of, it's like you are the master of your own destiny.
Exactly. You have no one else to look for to say like, oh, that you didn't let me do my yoga class. It's like, no, that's my control. I have control over that. And I think
that's when I was saying like embracing saying no, this probably comes into that. Yeah.
Yeah, because saying no to something means you've said yes to something else.
Yes.
And so you can't say yes to everything.
No.
You don't want to be saying no to everything, but you just actually physically can't say yes to all of it. And I think, like the seasons thing is really important.
Yes.
Like there's a season in your life that you're prioritizing.
Cyclicality. There's business cycles, economic cycles, there's personal cycles. It's
like I used to exercise so much. I was like a competitive athlete when I was younger. My body is used to exercising a lot.
But you also weren't running a business back then. And you weren't, trying to date.
It's like,
maybe.
Yeah, but it's also like I've chosen to do this. Not all those things can be happening at the same time. It's like I think there's a bit of peace in accepting that it's a choice, not something you can't control.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, goals for next year.
Okay, so Emily's just butted in. Sorry, that was so rude. She's not butted in. She's told us that she's got a wrap up of our goals from last year. And do we want to listen? And my answer is kind of yes, but also scared.
Let's do it.
I want to have bought a house.
In New Zealand?
In New Zealand.
Yeah, nice.
Because I want to do it as an investment property.
Yeah.
I want to have 6 months of emergency fund, which I think by my calculations I should have by like April. And then by the end of the year, another 5,000 on top of that back into the stock market.
My financial goal is to be in a position to buy a house in the UK, whether that means me saving a lot of money next year, to be able to afford that, or selling my house in Auckland. But I just want to be
Cool.
financially stable and secure here in the UK. And that means buying my own house. I want to kind of double our existing staff. That I want that to be a function of the business is doubled in terms of its growth, its revenue. That it means that it can sustain another 10 staff. And I want our audience to be half UK based.
Okay, my business one is I want the Curve to be a household name in the UK.
So good.
I want to be in the podcast charts for finance and business in the UK. And I want us to be asked to be on Grace Beverley and Stephen Bartlett's podcasts. Okay, mine is to have found a more happy balance between Mexican version of myself when I was like meditating every day, doing yoga all the time, kind of living in a commune sort of situation, and business Soph, which is the opposite of that. I want to try and find a happy medium. Yeah, I don't have the balance right still. You know, the whole mental, physical health thing. I'm like still figuring out how to nail that. God, we were absolutely on fire with our
Gotta aim high.
Yeah, God, yeah. I mean, I'd like to replace all. I want to use the exact same ones this year, though.
Same. My financial one is to buy a house in London. My business one is to have successfully launched
The new phase of the curve.
And my personal one is to be more content and present and be where my feet are.
I love that so much. I don't know where you got that from, but it's so beautiful.
So simple.
Be where my feet are. That's so gorgeous. I want to be earning a bit more. I want to have like more of a market rate salary. I think I can't keep doing the whole, getting to a couple of weeks into the month and not being able to do anything. It's stressing me out too much. So I would like that. From a financial standpoint, I don't really have any massive audacious goals in terms of wanting to buy in the UK. I'm so far away from being able to buy in the UK. I don't know. I want to have a salary that is allowing me to live my life as well as investing.
Yeah.
I think that it's really difficult on the amount we earn to be doing both of those things. Like I've earned more before and I was able to invest more, you know. I think it's just there's only so much that you can stretch and there's only so much you can cut back on.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd like to feel like I'm able to sustain my life as well as moving forward. But I started putting down like, I want to have 50,000 in the stock market. And I was like, where are you getting the 50 from? Like, where on earth are you going to pull that money? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was like, I need to be realistic here, not too ambitious. I would love to have for business, I'd love to have 3 big ongoing partnerships like we do have with BNZ at the moment from like different sectors.
Yeah, nice.
I think it would be really great to have several really special, important long-term partners that we work with on a long period, like over a long period of time. I think ultimately as well from a business perspective, like there's this thing called OPEX, which is like your operating expenses. I feel like I would like to not be constantly getting wrinkles from the operating expense line. And I think that probably comes into the visibility of a couple of other long-term partners, right? Where you have, it's like what you talk about with investments. If you can see that there's, you know, I don't know, a company has contracts with the government for 4 years, you have revenue visibility, you can make decisions based on that. I think that for us, that would be really stabilizing. And I really want the business here in the UK to be, I guess to feel as strong from a brand perspective as it does in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, I agree.
I really want to collaborate with other brands and creators and stuff over here to build the UK. I think being over here for a period of time is one thing, but actively trying to grow that is another. So I think that's really important for the Curve to like actually be a global platform. We need to have global audience, and we do have that, but I want to
just want to grow more in the UK.
Yeah, bigger. Yeah. I'm also hearing myself thinking this needs to be way more tangible. I need to do the whole SMART goal thing. Be like, you've been really good at being like, I want a house within the year. Whereas I'm like, I want to
be more successful.
Yeah, it's like a bit wishy-washy. Oh my God, I'm totally deleting that. Oh my God, how embarrassing. I had a personal one. Oh, do I want to share that?
Sure.
Oh my God. So personal. Like, do I want to share that?
Okay, personal.
Okay, I want to travel more. Firstly, I want to be able to actually see more of the world. I think that I get really lit up by travel, and I think not doing that has affected my like joy levels. But I don't think I feel comfortable sharing that.
I can read it for you. You want me to read it for you?
No, because I think can you not take the person the way you read it?
I won't. I want to be in a relationship with someone I really love. feel as though I'm a good friend to all my favorite people who are scattered all over the world, and I want to get a dog. You can always have miso.
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to have miso.
Um,
Ditch her with me when you go to New Zealand.
yeah, will do.
But I think for me, it's like what you learned last year and you actually did something about in terms of like prioritizing your life and your friends and people. You've done it. I don't think I have. Like I look around and I'm like, I've been a shit friend. I've been a really shit daughter. I've been like, I haven't prioritized my relationships, like whether it be romantic or otherwise. And I really don't want to look back in 12 months and have done the same thing again. I just think there's so many things like big life events that happen from people getting sick to people getting married to people having kids.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm so focused on myself, honestly, and what's happening in my little orbit because I don't really have a huge amount of space for other people. And I think that's something I'm like really not proud of.
I also think as you get older, naturally your friendship group shrinks, right? Because
So
you
you're
don't.
just like, this is going to happen.
No, I'm just meaning like you also have friends that you can catch up with once a year, and it's like no different. Do you know what I mean?
I
And
just don't
like,
want to be that kind of friend. I think that I've thought about it a lot, and like I look at my relationship breakdown last year, and like I don't think that was only because of work, but I think a lot of it was focusing so much on work, and then I look at my friendships, and I think you're right. Like, yes, there's friends that you can catch up with once a year and it'd be fine, but like that's not a particularly fulfilling friendship and something that's going to make me feel really good about myself, or like I'm, not so like the center of my own universe. Like I don't want that to be the case. So yeah, I think it's definitely a work on for me. It's been a bit of a therapy session.
I know, yeah.
I'm sorry. I feel like I
I need to crack a joke or something just to like lighten the mood. But they are quite therapy. They are quite therapy sessions, right? Because it's like we're reviewing the year and how we felt. And what do we want to take and what do we not want to take into next year?
Yeah, but I'm just like the fact that we put it out publicly for people to listen to, I'm like, it's quite confronting. Because I think from the outside, when you see like all the fun and games like on social media or like the little snippets of our life that we share in the podcast, running a business is really hard, and I think that we don't often talk about that publicly. Like our community and building this brand and actually helping women invest is like so ingrained in like how hard we work. But it is at the sacrifice of other things. And I think that it's probably important to acknowledge it within ourselves, and also
it's also so rewarding, right? So rewarding when you get a message from someone in the community that they've just bought their first house thanks to the curve, or they've just navigated their divorce thanks to our episode with Helen Baker. Like it's just, you're like,
it's all
my
worth it.
goodness, we're actually helping people and we're growing as people as well. And I think it's kind of, we just need to be careful not to swing too far either way.
Which it sounds like to me from the fact that this is probably what I've said for 3 years. I almost feel like this is going to be like my lifelong mission is to try and get balance.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite an extreme person, I don't really do things by halves or like sit in a grey zone particularly well. So I think it wouldn't matter if it was the curve or something else. I think that for me, like balance is something that is like an eternal work on, like I don't think I'll ever fully nail it.
And I think even if I look at my parents, right, like they're still working on it and they've got lots of time in the world. Balance with like exercise, family, like making sure they're still socializing, like all of that. Like it's constant balance, I think. And it's all about speaking to yourself nicely, I think.
If anyone would like to share the things that they've learned, or I don't know if you're listening to this and whatever streaming platform you're on, if there's something you feel comfortable sharing. I know that, the reason we continue to do this and like be quite vulnerable with the stuff that's not always pretty is because I think when you share, it makes it easier for other people to acknowledge and share as well. So if you're listening to this and maybe there's something you've learned or something you don't want to take into next year because it hasn't served you in 2025, then just comment wherever you're listening to your podcast or send us a note, because it's quite nice to hear other people's outside of just Vic in my echo chamber.
And we'll be back.
Is this the last episode of the year?
Yeah.
Holy
so everybody
shit.
Have a good holiday. Have a good Christmas.
Have a bloody break. Have a drink. Have a sleep. Just do some fun stuff.
Have some mince pies. Have a lie on the beach or
play in the snow.
Play in the snow. Read a good book. I am so excited. I've just got so many books to read.
How many are you going to try to get through?
Well, I'm like, do I take back or do I just buy them there? You know, yes.
Oh, to New Zealand.
Luggage-wise. So I've got
Surely you don't take heaps of books.
No,
in your
I
luggage.
know, but I've just got quite a few that I want to read. Probably got about 5.
Do you think you'll get through that in a couple of weeks?
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. We've got lots of book reviews
I was
coming.
gonna say. No, yeah, we hope you guys have a really good Christmas and New Year. And
take a break.
we're taking a break.
No.
We're taking a break for the podcast for
yeah.
a couple of weeks. So we'll be back, I think, the second week of Jan, first or second week of Jan. I think the 8th of January is our first episode. But don't miss us too much. We've got lots of there's lots of archive episodes you can listen to if you would like to, upskill or learn while we're away. But otherwise, we'll see you on the 8th of Jan.
See you then. Have a good holiday.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Raising the Curve. These conversations are designed to teach you everything you need to know to be better with your money, from saving to investing to talking with your friends about your salaries, all of that stuff.
And if you like what you heard, we would love if you could please hit subscribe wherever you're listening and leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about the episode.
And it only takes 1 second and it would really make our week, our month, our year.
Yeah.
So please do it. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Okay, quickly. The Curve was created to empower and educate you about investing, but we are not financial advisors.
Our platform exists for educational purposes only, and it doesn't provide personalized investing advice for your individual needs and should not be relied upon to make an investment or financial decision.
And always remember to do your own research before making any investment or financial decision.
We're here for any knowledge and support you need, but the final call is always yours.
And thanks for being here.
You got this.
Yeah, we know you got this.